Welcome back to Instigating with Clarkey and Rory, and we're back after a little March break. Everybody got a little March break, and despite that break, we of course decided we had to, as a major event, the Players, let's go. At my favorite golf course, TPC Sawgrass, we had to make golf picks. And on that note, we invite our friend, our golf expert, Mr. Ian Doig on, and Doigy's coming on here.
He's really the expert this time.
Yeah, he's got the winner's crown on a dominant pick victory for Mr. Doig. He had Rory, so I mean, he got the 3 bonus strokes. And let's, well, first of all, congratulations, Doigy. How are you feeling? And nice to see Rory get one, too.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about my picks. I feel good about Rory winning again. I like his form. Although I saw some of he fell back into that old stuff where his arms weren't as soft this week on some of the shots that I don't like, but he still pulled it off. He drove the golf ball horribly all week long and still got the win. So I like his form going into the Masters in Augusta, and I guess I'll probably end up having first pick there. So there's a good chance I may take him again, but you never know.
Yeah, well, you earn first pick, as is tradition here. You'll have first pick and our next pick. For the first time, I think for the first time, I went back and was looking. Yeah. I think for the first time ever, I've been DQ'd. Yes. So
you had what, 3 guys who didn't make the cut?
2.
I had two guys. Okay. One guy that barely made it. Xander Schauffele squeaked in. Yeah. He was terrible this week. All my guys were, as a matter of fact. Sahith Theegala was my best golfer at +2. Matsuyama and Matty Skechers. Sketchy performance from Matty Skechers. Yeah. They missed the cut. Xander Schauffele was 13 over. I DQ'd. And then Clarkey, you had a pretty nice looking week. On most weeks, this would look pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Ludwig Oberg missed the cut for you, but then Scotty,
I should have left him for Doigy.
Scotty, for me. He didn't do much. Aaron Rye was your best golfer, Clarkey.
Yeah,
he was 5
that was a good
under.
Pick, eh?
Scotty
was a great pick, Clarkey, and we kind of chuckled at you when you picked him, and he ended up playing.
I liked it. I did a little homework, and then how about Justin Thomas? Let's talk a little bit about JT. +6, -10. How does that happen, Doigy?
Well, here's the thing.
Set a course record.
It tied the course record set by Hoagie.
But he had such a bad first round, it didn't matter.
Well, this is it. But honestly, I mean, I don't think either of you have ever played there. And I have been fortunate enough to play there.
Yeah, Ryan's a member.
And it's incredibly difficult. It's a crazy tough golf course.
Is it? Yeah.
My God. I think, maybe I've played there a dozen times, and I would say my best course probably even par. And
what's the best you ever shot on 17, Doigy?
Oh, I've made it 2. I've made a couple 2s there, yeah.
I've played 17, but not there. Yeah. That wouldn't stick. But they have a replica hole.
For him to go out and shoot 62 on Friday of the Players' Championship, knowing where he had started, where if he didn't shoot 62, he was going to have a hard time making the cut.
Yeah, I had written him off.
Incredible. I had written him off, too. I kind of was looking at it beforehand, and I'm going, well, he's going to miss the cut, and Alberg's going to miss the cut.
I know. Believe me.
I'm going to be the only team that is even going forward on this weekend, right?
I know. I was watching them, and I'm like, holy cow, this guy's on a run.
I do want to point out that Clarkey's team finished at 11 under par, which is a good tournament. That's nicely done, right?
Not bad for there, yeah.
I could take my 4th player and just triple his score, and I would have still won.
Good. Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad you're not bragging.
Doigy's worst golfer was Daniel Berger at 4 under. He finishes at a total of 27 under, and producer Adam will be able to insert the scores here so you can see. And remember, we just take our top 3 scores. Yeah. If 2 guys miss, you're DQ'd like I did, and he gets 3 bonus strokes for picking the winner. Rory won the tournament. Before we move on to talking about Rory and the playoff on Monday, I want to hammer home again about JT. Like we talk and the golf world talks so much because he is who he is about Rory and him being inconsistent. And, Rory should win more. Justin Thomas is probably more a guy that deserves that type of chatter based on the talent level that he'll flash. You want to talk about inconsistent. Justin Thomas, for my money, might be the most talented, inconsistent golfer on the tour, Doigy.
Yeah, that's not a bad assessment because his talent level is extremely high.
It's through the roof.
And let's just say in the last 3 years, he has not been very consistent, right? But one of the things that I find with a lot of golfers, and this goes back into the 80s, even when I was starting in that, once a guy wins a couple majors, they tend to fall off, right? And it could be because they make so much money, they kind of lose the drive to do it. There's only a few guys that have done it, like Tiger and Jack, and somebody like I'm trying to think of who else, Gary Player or Trevino or Arnold Palmer, that won multiple majors. But a lot of guys win one or two, and then they just kind of flatten out after that. And it could be that they lose their desire, they lose that killer instinct, whatever it is. I mean, I look back at Curtis Strange. I mean, he was an absolute beast, but he wins 2 U.S. Opens back to back, and that was the end of him. He just faded away, right? Now, I think Rory will win more majors. I think JT can win more majors. Scotty Scheffler, there is some great players there, but when you start to look through history, there's a lot of players that once they win a major or two, they just kind of fade off and they're comfortable where they are. And I'm wondering if there's a little bit of that going on with JT.
And I want to talk a little bit before we get into Sunday and then the playoff. Saturday was tough with the wind and the conditions and everything else, but I don't know if I've ever seen a guy who was leading at the 14th hole go +9 in the last hole like Will Zalatoris did. This guy, it just fell apart.
How many times?
Unbelievably.
How many times do I have to tell you? I call him Willie Whiskey Mitts for a reason, guys.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But it was an unbelievable collapse.
Oh. It really was. And something out of a player of that caliber that you would not expect. But that's the type of golf course it is. It's so difficult. So Gary Koch and I were talking. He was there for Thursday and Friday's coverage and that, and we were talking during the week. And we talked back to the first year we went there, which I think was 1982 or 83. But the greens were so severe back then. The golf course is probably on the greens itself is probably 2 to 3 shots easier than it was in the initial stages, because the slopes that were on the greens were so sharp that 2 balls coming into the green could literally land 3 inches apart, and one would go to 5 feet from the hole and the other one would go into the bunker or the water over here off the green somewhere.
Crazy.
Because the slopes were so severe. Now they've softened them over the years, so you don't get those crazy ricochet bounces like you did the first few years. But the golf course is that difficult. You don't have to hit a bad golf shot and miss the green by 12 yards. You can miss the green by 3 feet and you have nothing left. You have no chance of getting it close to the hole and saving your par. And that's what you look at Min Woo Lee, or when
Min Woo Lee, yes.
Yes. Went right under the ball in the 9th hole that day, right? He whiffed it. He was literally 8 feet off the green and couldn't get it on the green.
Okay, here's another question. Do the guys have contacts throughout a golf course? And the reason I'm asking this is, on the 18th green, nobody was hitting a club long enough to get it to the pin, right? So what I mean is, can they have like a contact,
a coach or something out there
in the like crowd and say everyone is coming up 30 feet short? Can't do it, eh? They should be able to.
No, you're not.
Cannot do that. But here's the thing, Clarkey. I will tell you this. Every player between themselves and the caddy are discussing, and it's not that they don't want to get it to that back pin back there. It's, where do I want to miss this? If I miss
I
it
get
35
that.
feet short of the hole, I can two putt it, or 50 feet short of the hole, I can two putt it and get out of here.
Yeah.
But if I miss it 2 feet
Right.
over the back of the green, I might make 7.
I get it.
So-
I get that. But like, I don't know. If I'm in the crowd there and I've seen this and someone's like hitting the ball 10 feet away from me, I'm going to say, nobody's getting it close to the pin. Everyone's been 40 feet short.
Well,
That's
you would
calculation.
need.
I get it.
Yeah,
I
you
get
would
it.
need
Okay,
that
two
help.
other guys before we get two other guys I want to talk about. One guy I was sort of cheering for just because he's an older guy, Lucas Glover. I thought this guy was dialed in. Like he was making some tremendous shots, and you could just see how pumped he was. We don't hear from him a lot, but boy, he was dialed in.
And he's a really good guy too. I was pulling
he looked
for him.
like it. Yeah.
I was pulling for him. He's a gentleman. He's a good guy. I love his golf swing. I love his action and the whole bit about it. I also like his positioning on the Live Golf and the PGA Tour coming back together. He's said some really intelligent things with regards to that. So I like him for that reason too. And he's been around for a long time, 46 years old and in contention, you know. And that will give him confidence going forward. I wouldn't be surprised to see him win this year.
Well, there you go. Okay. And the other guy who, to me, could have won the golf tournament if he had made some putts is Akshay Bhatia. This guy was all over
terrible
it,
for
but
that
kept missing putts and short putts.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a reason he's gone to the long putter. He's a bad putter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I see those stupid long putters.
And if you listen to the commentators, they were talking about it, and they talked about JJ Spaun a little bit as well. That when you get in contention, when you get under the gun, you will resort back to natural tendencies.
Yeah,
and they're both poor putters. And they both resorted back to poor putting. When you start to look at JJ, I mean, he didn't get anything to the hole in the last little bit, right? He was leaving everything short, and but Rory didn't putt great either. I mean, I'm surprised how bad he drove it. But
neither did Corey.
Yeah, there's the other guy, Corey Connors. The last
Corey Pavin. There's a blast from the past.
Well, you got to remember, right? He's a guy that I played with, right?
No, I get it.
Corey Connors, the last 2 weeks, if he putts any good at all, he could have won both of them. Right?
I know. Yeah.
But he's such a good ball striker.
Oh yeah.
He
one
left
of the best
a lot
on
of putts
tour.
short.
Oh my God, did he ever?
He did. Yeah,
that's
it for sure.
That's what people keep on saying, man. Tee to green, like he's one of the most efficient players on tour. He is, and he gets up on the dance floor and he just loses his step. And it's unfortunate. But if Corey can ever dial that in, man, oh man, he'll win some more tournaments. Now let's obviously talk a little bit about, we've talked a bit about how Rory didn't necessarily drive it well at times, and he missed some putts. But the fact that he was able to fight through that, and especially fight through the wind, like he was fantastic. I mean, he was a lot better than everybody else in the wind pretty much on Saturday, other than maybe Bhatia until the end of his round. And then Sunday he puts it together and they end up having to go to a playoff. And Doigy, for as much as we're like, Rory didn't drive the ball super well, I think that JJ Spaun, and you can't do this because, you're a competitor, but I think when he watched Rory hit that opening drive on the playoff on 16 in his all-white pants, I was surprised that the camera people weren't checking his pants. Because if I was JJ Spaun and I watched Rory hit a 348-yard drive, I would have picked my bag up and walked away. What did you make of that? Because it basically was like one shot. This is over.
It was.
Yeah, but
the tournament was over as soon as Rory hit that tee shot. I agree with you 100%. And then all you had to do is look at the swing that JJ put on it.
Oh,
right afterwards. It was a swipe thing with a weak shot to the right, and then the layup shot out of the rough barely cleared the water. Like he was 4 feet from going in the water on the 16th, which he would have made double there, and then made triple on the next hole and everything. Right. So that's it. Now look at on Sunday. If they had finished in time on Sunday to go right into the playoff, I think JJ Spaun would have really had a great chance to win the golf tournament.
Yeah,
right? But his demeanor was good. He was swinging well. He was focused.
Played well down the stretch.
He played well down the stretch. He was right there. He was composed.
Yeah.
I think having to go home and sleep on that, and
maybe.
or not sleep on it, because he probably didn't sleep very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to think about all the things that are going to happen if he goes on to win, the change that it's going to bring to his life. And then he came out the first few swings. I mean, he had a great chip shot on 16. The first two swings were terrible. And the swing on 16 on 17 was actually very, very good, but they misclubbed.
But yeah, and let's get back to, so I agree with you say about Rory and that drive on 16, but at the end of the day, it matters what the score was, and he was only up one.
Yes,
by going to
right.
17, to me, he lost the tournament on his tee shot on 17 when he flew it into the water, had no clue where it was going to go, thought it was short. And as you said, and as he said, he just hit too much club. Like he saw Rory, and did you see his eyes look down to see what Rory?
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about.
He hit a 9-iron, and then he pulled an 8 and just flew it. Like it was 20 feet into the water.
A critical mistake, and again, I maintain he lost the tournament the second Rory teed off because of what we saw him do right after. He was shaken by that. Rory teed that off. He hit one of the most perfect drives I've ever seen on live television. And JJ Spaun went, well, Jesus, I can't do that. I mean, so in my opinion, that's what happened.
He had a wedge in from the middle of the fairway.
Now,
right? It was incredible.
Now, Doigy, correct me if I'm wrong here. Again, I'm not an expert golfer. I can't play the game. But you referenced it just now, Clarkey. When JJ Spaun took a gander over and looked at what Rory was hitting, and he decided I better club up, did he not make an extremely critical error there? Because, like, you can't look over at what a guy like Rory has in his hand and go, well, I better switch up what I was thinking about doing and change your approach. You got to just play your game there, right? Because he made a horrific shot.
You'd be surprised how often we look in the other player's bag on par threes.
It's a bad idea.
Well, it can be, but if you're a player that hits it at roughly the same distance, now, to me, Rory, that was a veteran move by Rory. Because I think Rory could have got the pitching wedge there quite easily. He would have had to hit it a little bit harder, which would have put a little more spin on it, and it would have hit the middle of the green and spun back, and he would have had a 45-footer or whatever. But he softened his arms, and he hit a three-quarter shot, and JJ didn't pick up on that. Okay? So JJ clubbed to the 8-iron, thinking that Rory had hit the 9-iron pretty solid and everything. And then he went ahead and flushed that 8-iron. He needed to hit a soft arm 8-iron that wasn't going to go that far. So it was a critical mistake after choosing the 8-iron, he chose to hit the wrong shot. I think he could have hit a softer arm shot, take a lot off of it. Like, one of the things I do when I'm coaching my elite players is I teach them to take every club in their bag, and they have to learn how to hit it 3 distinct distances. So if I hit my 7-iron on average 163 yards, I want to be able to, when I go at one, I want to be able to hit it 168 or 169. And when I back off of it, I want to be able to hit it 155, right? And I have that arm speed and that rotation speed down where I can dial that in pretty good when I'm playing well. And so can Rory, and so can the best in the world. I didn't see that with JJ's swing. It was almost full out 8-iron. And I mean, when it left, it had no chance of catching the green. It was
his reaction was classic though. Like he was
the broadcast.
Where'd that go? Where'd that go?
Yeah, he tried to play it off like, did you see it drop?
Yeah, and it looked like he talked to an official, and the official got on the headset like, did that go in the water? Yeah, that's in the water.
Yeah, the tournament's over, JJ. Sorry.
Yeah, it's too bad it ended that way too. Like, I mean, it made the last hole nothing, right?
Yeah. It is too bad, but that's kind of what I'm talking about here. Like, okay, yeah, you maybe have a gander at what the other guy's doing, but like, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. If you're JJ Spaun, you don't look at what Rory's doing.
Right.
Because Rory's Rory. Like, if that's somebody else, a lot of other players on tour, maybe you go, oh, that guy's doing that. If it's Rory, who's the best irons player I think I've ever seen, I don't look at him and go, oh, Rory's doing that. Maybe I should, I don't know about that, man. The broadcast knew right away. Like, he hit the ball and they were like, uh-oh, that sounds long. Like, they knew immediately.
Well, he flushed it. He absolutely flushed it, right? How's my light? Because it's getting dark out here, and I don't know if I have any lights.
Where are you, Doigy?
You are getting dark.
I'm in Florida. I'm in Fort Myers. I'm going to see if I can turn a light on. Just give me a second.
You should, and Doigy, on that note, and Doigy, he can kind of do whatever he wants here, Clarkey, because, I mean, he did win the pickoff. And
he's in Florida.
And he's in Florida. Now, I wonder maybe like if he could potentially at some point sneak over to Sawgrass there and maybe hit a couple 8-irons and show JJ what he did wrong there. But, it's just one of those things, unfortunately, that happens where, and it's unfortunate more so for Spaun because like he's a good player, but like he might not get that close in a position like that in a tournament of that significance ever again. You just don't know, right? So
for sure,
it's a tough one for him. Here's what I want to end on, Doigy.
Just before you get there, can I cut you off?
Please.
Because one of the things I wanted to say was one of the things that surprised me immensely. And if you go look on social media in different places, you'll see where Stevie Williams, Tiger's ex-caddy, talks about Rory's caddy, and and I've said this. On the show, I've said this, where I think
I know where you're going.
Rory's caddy isn't helping them win some of the big events, and they've never won a major. Now, this is the biggest event they've won together. But I see him as what's his last name's Diamond, I think, or something like that. But,
Neil.
Is it? Yeah, Neil Diamond. Anyway, he all I ever hear him or see him say to Rory when Rory asks him a question is yes, yeah, that's good, yeah, that's good. I've never seen him pull him off a club. And Rory's standing on the 18th tee.
Harry Diamond. And
Rory's standing on the 18th tee with a 3-shot lead. And there is absolutely no need for Rory to hit driver there.
I agree.
He can hit that stinger.
I agree.
That he's got.
Don't get it close to the water. Don't go in the pine straw. Nothing.
And then if you don't hit it down there far enough, lay it up with a 7 or an 8-iron and then pitch it on the green and 3-putt for 6 and still win.
Yeah. Well, he bogeyed it.
And he pulled out driver and hit it over into the trees and stuff.
I know.
If Steve Williams is on the bag or I'm on the bag, I'm laying the 3-iron down on the tee deck and then walking away. He has no choice but to hit that club. To me, that's a mistake by Rory. Crazy mistake. Because what if JJ Spaun makes 3 and Rory's over there slashing it around in the trees, and now all of a sudden you got a tournament again, right?
Yep.
So
it's one of those things where it's an ongoing conversation, and I've heard a number of people say. I mean, you're the first that pointed it out to me, Doigy, but I've heard a number of people say that. Like, I don't think that he necessarily has, the balls really to get in Rory's way and go, hold on just a second, maybe don't do that. I don't feel like he has that type of relationship with him where there's a mutual respect there where he can walk over top of him and say, you should not do that. So I'm interested to see how it shakes down at the Masters, though. And what I wanted to round out with, Doigy, was, and we've done this before, TPC Sawgrass is one of the most technical golf courses that they play on the tour schedule. And, I think that Augusta is one of the ones that you'd put a tier or so above it, but very technical golf course that Rory just won on in tough conditions too.
Yep.
Is that making you feel any bit like, can we expect? Because I think our next pickoff will be the Masters. It's in a few weeks here. Because the next couple events aren't signature.
Well, I can give you my first pick right now.
Is it going to be him?
Yeah, I'm taking Rory.
Yeah, it's no suspense. Okay, you'll take Rory. I'll give me some time.
We're
to
not
consider
making
things.
picks now. And first of all, I'm next.
Yes,
too,
you're next. You're next. But no suspense necessary. I just thought that at the end of this we would address it right away.
That's
that
fine.
Doigy wants his boy. But I will say,
so is this
Rory
like
wins.
etched in stone? Is Doigy got
Well,
him?
I mean, unless he gets
Rory.
hurt and can't play or something like that.
That's not going to
That's
happen.
what I'm saying.
Right.
That's not going to happen. Rory,
Well, you never know.
No, if he's
You never
there
know. He could
playing
get
and
thrown
he's
in jail
healthy,
hour before the
right.
tournament.
This
happened
is true.
before.
It has
Scotty
happened before.
Scotty came out and played really well, though.
He did.
He
He
played
did,
real
but-
good.
He
But you
birdied
never
the
know.
First hole. He birdied the first hole.
Yeah.
Did he birdie the first 3 holes? I thought he birdied
But
the
he's
first 3 holes.
American. See, they let him out of jail quickly.
Okay.
They may not let a non-American.
Here comes
out of jail
Clarkey
down
with his
there.
conspiracy
Well,
theories.
hey,
yeah.
you want to hear something funny? A
Yep.
friend of mine down here, a Canadian actually down here, said to me last week, when Corey Connors started playing well, he said, "Well, that's not going to last for very long." And I said, "Why is that?" And he says, "As soon as the Canadians get near the top, Trump's going to have them all kicked out of the country."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, these balls are a little heavier today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
Well, Doigy, congrats, dominant win. I mean, you won by 16 strokes. We got to tip our hats
That's
to you,
pretty good.
and we're going to
not
be
bad.
excited. We're going to be excited to do our Masters pick off in a few weeks' time, and we'll get you back on here, brother.
That sounds good to me. Sounds good. Go Leafs, go.
Go Leafs,
Yes, go. Yeah, I mean, they need to get going. Big win the other night against Calgary. They got to keep that going here. It's
Yeah,
been a
2
little
points
up and
behind Florida. They got a game in hand, so we're okay. Let's just keep
we're-
plugging.
We're fine. I'd like to see us get to first place and get the home ice advantage, but
And play who?
Yeah.
Montreal, Ottawa, Rangers. There's some good teams down there right
well,
now.
that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like who?
I know, Ryan. Yeah, you got to beat them.
Who's your
Whatever.
pick? Who's your pick? Like who do you want to play?
Who cares?
You got to
Just
play
bring it on.
somebody. Just let's go. Like just
Yeah,
if
bring
you
it on.
bring your A game, you should be able to beat all of them.
for sure, 100%.
So just show up and play.
And if they lose in the first round, then let Mr. Fancy Pants can just go on and sign somewhere else.
Jeez.
Yes,
I hope we
absolutely.
don't have to see that again. Like it's getting a little tiring watching these guys fall on their face. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah,
Honestly,
no
if they
ki- no
lose,
kidding.
if they lose in the first round, Fancy Pants has got to go, and I think Shanahan's got to go too.
he'll be gone for sure.
Sure, we said this every year.
I know, right?
We just need to collectively hope, because we would love to see a Leafs Caps conference final. That'd be really fun on the show.
It would be.
here.
For sure it would be.
It would be fun.
But I need your guys to not be JJ Spaun in white pants on a playoff.
I agree.
Okay?
I totally agree.
I need them
But
to
here's the
keep
other
the
thing.
pants white.
I need
Okay?
to ask Doigy one question. What did you think
Please.
about the story that's come out about Mitch Marner not waiving his no trade?
I don't care about that.
As you guys,
I do,
know,
and I'm asking him, our guest.
As you guys know, I have never really been a Mitch Marner fan. I think he's fancy pants, as Clarkey calls him. I mean, how many back passes does he do in a season? About 8,000 back passes,
That's 8 a game.
and that, like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I look at his plus minus. Yeah, he's putting up a lot of points, but when you look at his plus minus, he's plus 2 or 3. Well, I mean, put me on Austin Matthews' line. I'll be plus 3 at the end of the season too. I might only score 5 goals, but I won't be on the ice for many against. But all joking aside, I never liked him. And I like him even less now because in my position, he became selfish.
Well,
And so the other thing it does, that's his right to turn down because he has a no trade clause. So
That's what
his
I
right.
mean.
I get that. He negotiated that, so that's fine. But would you want to be in a dressing room where the management doesn't want you? I wouldn't. Send me to another team. And the problem with this, Ryan, is if that's true, okay, how do the other players feel about it now too? Does that change the dynamic in the room? And that's what concerns me. It changes the dynamic because they're looking and going, Christ, we could have had Rantanen on this team, but now we're still stuck with fancy pants.
Yeah, I don't know if the players feel like that, obviously, but what I heard was the Leafs first tried to approach him with a contract offer that he declined, and then they tried to trade him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like what you guys are really saying is you don't like Shanahan and the way they do business because they gave him that no move. And 2 years ago, Brad Treliving could have moved him before it kicked in, and they
100%,
didn't.
but he had a
This
week
is
to
the
do it,
path
right?
He had 3 weeks to do it, and this is the path that they've tread. And he said, no, I'm in control, and you allowed me to be in control. Yeah, it's a weird scenario, man. That whole rant and storyline is there. You could write books about that someday, about how the hell that all went down.
Exactly. Somebody will write a book about that because the story's crazy, right?
It's a bonkers story.
What's happened and everything. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The Dallas Stars are very thankful. So how do you like that? Well, Doigy, thanks for doing this, buddy. Enjoy your win.
Look at the beautiful sky behind him. Look at it.
Yes.
Look at that.
He's locked in, man.
What golf course are you on?
I'm at the Legends Golf Club in Fort Myers, Florida. So
tremendous.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, enjoy your win in Fort Myers, Florida, and we will see you for Masters time, brother.
That sounds good. And then I'll get home. I'm not coming home until May, so I'll see you guys back home in May.
Tremendous. I can't wait to see you, buddy. We got to go out. Maybe I'll have some clubs by then and we can hit a track somewhere.
You can use Ian's clubs.
We can all laugh at the sad clown trying to hit. You thought JJ Spaun shot was bad. Let me show you something, boys.
Exactly.
I'll even wear white pants. All right. We'll take a quick break.
Boys.
We'll come back with more instigating here. Welcome back to Instigating. Thanks to our buddy Doigy for jumping on here. Ian Doig of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. By the way, like I feel like we forget to mention sometimes, Clarkey, like if you want golf lessons, like Doigy is the guy to go to.
Hey, and what happened this week? Like you blew me out of the water here. As I nearly dropped my mic. You have asked for some lessons. Or at least to get out there. Like you're gonna try this game of golf at your advanced age?
Yeah, I want to participate. I don't know. Okay. I think it's something good for me to get into in my mid-30s. I've always been fascinated by the game, but I never had an opportunity to play it. Like, you know, my parents couldn't exactly go to my mom and dad and be like, "Can you buy me $2,000 clubs?" Like,
for sure.
But
here's the key. Okay? If I can tell you one key. If you do lessons with Doigy, you have to practice. You can't just go to see him every 3 or 4 weeks and not practice in between. You have to get over to the range at Listowel Golf Club and practice. And I'll give you some tips on how to do that, but there's some Okay?
Yeah.
So
you got
to get over to the range there.
It's something I want to do. I've wanted to do it for a long time. And like I said, like all my friends golf. You golf. Doigy obviously golfs a little differently than everybody else. All my friends golf. Like I've been golfing. I've golfed. I'm just so bad at it. But like I'm like, man, it'd be cool to get into this and like actually participate rather than just caddy for my friends and hit a couple wedge shots and like get plastered on the golf course. Like it's fun enough for me because I just like going out for a toot on the course. It's fine, but
that's true.
You know, I want to participate if I can.
And you know what? These golf courses around here, like, stop charging for people to ride the golf cart if you're by yourself. Like if you came with me, they would want to charge you to ride in the golf cart on the golf course. Like, just make golf a nice fan-friendly place to go, and don't care if someone wants to sit in a golf cart. Like, you're not taking up any, like, if the golf cart's already paid for. I know you did with me.
I went with you the one day, and like I'll go out and buy a few beers on the course. And
exactly. You're supporting after. But there's some courses, I don't want to mention who, but there's some courses who will charge for a quote-unquote rider.
Yeah, like
Come on.
I'm not going to tell people how to run their business or anything, but I understand what you mean.
Brody's, it's like tells those people to go to the dogs, right?
Absolutely,
He loves the camera, eh? Like he just knows exactly where to sit to be on camera.
I'll say this. Maybe the world should go to the dogs because it would probably be run a little better.
I don't want to get into politics on this show.
No, I know. I just I don't think that's being very political. If we turn it over to who the hell doesn't love dogs? Like, come on.
True. That is true.
Speaking of him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's in there,
perfect.
man.
I don't know where Sandy is.
Another mascot.
Oh, Sandy over there.
Yeah, Sandy's
a little camera shy tonight.
She is like very much I I'll hang out, but I don't want to be involved. And she knows the angle to lay where she's not on the show. Yeah. So, and she's gotten plenty of attention. Speaking of attention, I mean, we touched a little bit on your Leafs with Doigy. He's a big Leaf guy, and of course the deadline, and there was the big the Rantanen thing, and Mitch Marner tied into that. Was there anything else from the deadline that kind of jumped out at you?
I mean, let's talk about the Leafs' couple of deals they made. Love the Carlo deal. I think to add a defenseman like that, top 4 guy, has added with term. Shot blocker, big guy, clears the front of the net. Boy, that sounds exactly what they need. And now with 2 top-notch shot blockers, this defense is a lot better. But as I said, when it happened, Scott Lachlan,
Scott Laughton, yes.
Laughton. I'm not. I don't even know his name. Minted
I'm not line center.
He seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
But the Leafs gave up a first rounder who's now turning out to be maybe a 4th liner. But as you said, man, who cares if you're going to win a cup? So they better win a cup.
Yeah, you got to go in, man, and go after these teams that are making these big deals to add that, and teams around them that have already won too, right? I mean, like Tampa and Florida, it's an arms race down there on the Panhandle, and the Leafs. Hey, they had to get involved, right?
And maybe, just maybe, it's lit a fire under Max Domi because he has been playing a lot better. So we'll see. They need everyone going. And with all due respect, we heard from after the Leafs beat Calgary on Monday night how Austin Matthews went in the dressing room and gave a speech and then went on the ice and showed. Well, where's that been the rest of the time? Where has that been last year? Okay, now tonight as we record, we're playing. The Leafs are playing.
Yeah,
Colorado Avalanche, and show up tonight because this is the bigger test than the Calgary.
Yeah, it didn't go well last time. Yeah,
it didn't. They looked terrible on the road. They were tired. I'm sick and tired of that excuse. Too many excuses. Get out there and win. The bottom line is they're only 2 points behind Florida with a game in hand. I mean, hey, they're only 2 points behind Colorado, but 2 teams seemingly up to last game going in the opposite direction. So who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they needed that bounce. I mean, the biggest thing that came out of that win against Calgary was, they broke a losing streak, but also, I mean, the big cat showed up and actually scored some goals. And I would venture to say that's the first game I've watched this year where he looked like vintage Matthews. I mean, I know he's been in and out of the lineup. He flew to Germany. He's got this.
What's the deal there?
Weird health thing where you're like, is his shoulder bad? Is it a leg thing? No one really knows.
Is it a neck? Is it? Yeah, who knows?
He had wrist problems. You're just like, this guy's banged up all over the place, it sounds like, and went to Germany to see a specialist. I don't know, right? And I think he went to the same clinic that Christian McCaffrey went to.
And what was his issue?
Back for the. He had an ankle. He had tendonitis, I think, in his ankle. Christian McCaffrey, the star running back for the San Francisco 49ers.
Tendonitis. Who knows?
It's a clinic that specializes in different sports injury issues.
That doesn't really narrow it down to what the injury.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he had an ankle problem. Just that's what McCaffrey was there for. So similar type of high level athlete. He looked good because people, Leaf fans, some of them, not you, but I have friends that have been telling me, because I look and I'm like, you guys not a little worried that this guy's got 22 goals and he's this, and people keep telling me, don't worry, he's playing really well in other areas of the ice, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. It's just
we don't pay him $13 million to play great in the other areas of the ice.
I didn't realize you were paying him $13.25 million to be Guy Carbonneau reincarnate. It's good. He's playing good defensively. Neat. He should be. He's a centerman and he's the highest paid player. But I thought that he earned that contract because he went 60-69.
Exactly.
It's a concern.
Of course we're concerned. Of course we are. As fans, we're definitely concerned. But
I just want the guy to be
you know what?
healthy.
This off season, like starting after the first round when they get eliminated, is going to be the most.
Don't say
intriguing.
that now, right?
Well, dude, come on.
Don't
It's
say
going to be
that.
the most intriguing ever. Like you got two guys with expiring big contracts that you could spread out 27 whatever $million, whatever it is. You could
A lot of juice.
seriously improve your team immensely up and down the lineup if you spread that money out.
Yeah, for sure. And, the Leafs, we'll see how these deadline moves work out for them. I mean, I think the other big marquee one that came in late in the day was obviously like Marchand. And of course he ends up in Florida. And, Leaf fans probably thought, we're free of this guy and his Boston crew. And then there he is down there. A lot of people were sending me messages. The rat is in rat territory because they throw the rats on the ice.
That's right.
And,
that is correct. If he's healthy, they could make a difference.
He still hasn't played, but if he is healthy, I mean, like that guy, and hey, producer Adam's probably pretty happy. I don't know. Gabe Landeskog was wheeling around at practice the other day. Looked pretty good. Yeah, like
that would be huge.
That would be really, no doubt, really big deal for them. And then obviously Colorado loaded up. Brought in Brock Nelson, and there was a lot of stuff.
Good on them. They trying.
Good player, he's a good player. Here's the thing, though, like Colorado's such a good team, like guys like that can go there,
no question.
and another switch
I'm glad
gets
he didn't
activated.
Come to Toronto, but that's fine. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah,
it's a weird one. I'll tell you who I'm really worried about, and especially after the other night, is not that I care because I don't like the team, is the New York Rangers, and we might have to have our buddy Laz on soon. Like
13 shots against Calgary. 13 shots.
If they don't end up making it, man, that's
your Caps or my Leafs might get them in the first round if they squeak in.
If they do squeak, and
and they're a dangerous team. Like they were a pretty darn good team last year, and
they got
a goalie
weapons
who can get hot.
Oh yeah,
but he has not been showing it, but he can. But Calgary comes into Toronto and gets walloped, and then walks into New York the next night and holds the Rangers to 13 shots. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if the dressing room is in shambles. I don't think adding JT Miller would have made it any better in the dressing room. But I tell you, there's still a team I would not want to play in the first round. Hey, Montreal's in right now. Yeah. Ottawa's in right now. There's a lot of good teams in the East, and you got to win. That's all. That's the bottom line. You got to win. Would I be nervous if I was a Leaf fan playing Ottawa or Montreal in the first round? You're darn right I would be.
Yeah, well, I mean...
even though they've owned Ottawa in the playoffs, that's a long time ago, but history has a way to repeat itself. So
It does, which is actually bad for you in general.
In general, but not against Ottawa.
Ottawa. Montreal especially, you'd be having fever dreams of a time we'd like to all forget. But you in particular, it could be really interesting. But man, it would be really cool to see some of those matchups, man. It would be unbelievable to see Ottawa, Toronto, man. Because those, I remember as a kid watching.
We could, man, easily could.
It would be so cool. I would.
I'd rather see that than Tampa.
Yeah, because you've done that before. And again, the NHL GM meetings are going on right now. And
what are they discussing down there? Can you fill me in? Anything important? Or they just let's go to
video
Florida?
Review processes, what is or isn't goalie interference, which they'll never
How many years do we got to discuss this?
Well, it keeps on having to come up because they keep on screwing the calls up, in my opinion. There are ones that they call where I'm like,
do you think there should be a time limit on these?
Yeah, I do.
You like that Leaf offside call the other day on the Calgary
60
goal?
60 seconds.
That took forever. They seemed like they finally got the right call, but if they had to have made that call after 60 seconds, it would have been a goal.
Yeah. I'm just over it, right? Like if you can't, because the whole thing is,
I know, I agree.
Call on the ice, and then they review it, and there has to be significant evidence to overturn. Right. Well, if it takes
and they finally found it on that one, but it took a long time.
If it takes you more than 60 seconds to siphon through the 18 camera angles you have, I'm sorry. Like, let's get this game moving here. You know, fans are sitting there. They've drank half their beer they just got, not watching hockey or baseball or soccer or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. Speaking of baseball, I don't know if there's.
Hold on. Before we go, have you seen this conspiracy theory about
conspiracy? Yeah,
conspiracy.
I like.
I'm having trouble talking today. Yeah, about Sportsnet muting the noise coming out of Toronto games because when people watch it on Prime, it sounds like the crowd is really into it and a lot louder.
I've not seen this. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's on X.
I think like, don't call it that. Don't call it that, man. It's Twitter. It's Twitter. I haven't seen that. I will say though that like Prime, the way that they're producing games and all the audio, and like we got to get our buddy Mark Askin on when he's a little less busy, obviously, who's producing the Amazon Prime hockey nights. The way they mic up, everything. The way their audio setup is. I would say quite a bit like further ahead, if not in the very least, it's far more immersive. Like they're miking. I genuinely love to ask them like how they're miking these games up because they all sound you can tell it's
they look
a
great
broadcast.
And sound great. They look
really
like
good. Some people don't like. Some people think they don't look good. I'm like, I don't know what you're watching on. Like, are you watching on a 14-inch old tube television that my mom used to watch Days of Our Lives on? Because
no, I don't have like. I don't have Bella Rogers, so I don't get 4K TSN or 4K Sportsnet. I'm assuming these games are still being broadcast in 4K when they're on Sportsnet or when they're on TSN. I'm assuming that, but I don't have that, so I can't. But when a game's on Prime, it's in 4K, and it is incredible.
It's crispy. Really crispy, dude. Crispy. I agree. It looks really good. It's crispy, dude. Yeah, I don't know, but I have not heard that conspiracy theory, but I've heard the conspiracy theory.
Conspire. Yeah.
We should start a new segment.
Tomato.
Sports conspiracy theories, and we'll call it conspiring with Clarkey. How about that? That's a new segment, dude. Straight up, we'll get like the FBI to sponsor it.
If you get a sponsor for it, we'll do it. Okay, it's on you.
Okay, now I have something to work towards. You know, so I need
put it out on Twitter. Put it out on Twitter.
There you go. That's exactly how you say it.
Sponsor.
Yeah. Well, I'll throw it out on the old Twitter. All right. Now, what do you want to do?
What is Blue Sky, by the way?
Well, it's as far as I know. It was started by a guy that used to be a programmer at Twitter who quit after Elon bought it. And he was like, I'm going to launch my own.
Why not, right? And I saw a guy who I follow, Toronto Mike. We've had him on the show.
Yep.
He's off Twitter. He's like, I'm off Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky. Come see me there. And
a lot of people have migrated to it. I sit there and like somebody asked me, my buddies in Washington that host the Caps fan cast down there, Brando and Coach Dan, they were like, oh, you should sign up for Blue Sky. And for me, I'm getting more and more like tired of social media. I'm like, oh, it's just one more thing I gotta
just get off Twitter.
Yeah, maybe
get off Twitter and go on Blue Sky. Because I don't know. I'm all for that. If that happens, I'm all for it. What do you think of the
I'll move.
What do you think of the perspective of a U.S. Russia series? Didn't we hear that Trump and Putin were talking about that?
Well, kiss my ass. I don't care. Whatever. play a series. Yeah.
Well, the Canadians will play because we'll be part of the U.S. at that point.
Don't say that either. No, all right. Let's talk a little bit.
Not a chance.
No, we're not doing that. Let's talk a little bit about our buddy Vlad. And there's rumors now. Remember, like we hit a hard deadline.
We're not talking about Vlad Putin. We're talking about Vlad Guerrero.
We're not friends with that guy.
Well, we were just talking about Vlad. Vladimir Guerrero.
Not him, not Vlad Putin, not Vlad the Impaler. We're talking about Vladdy Jr.
Right.
And
what's going on with Vladdy? Hey, the Blue Jays are playing great in spring training, aren't they?
Oh, isn't that neat?
Oh, they're in first place. I haven't watched the game. I haven't watched the pitch.
Yeah.
I heard Scherzer is hurt,
Yankees.
and that doesn't surprise me.
He's got a weird thumb thing. Whatever.
Of course he does. He's 50
to the
years
shock
old.
of no one. And well, let's not disrespect Mad Max.
What did I say when he came here?
No,
he's
I
be
know.
hurt
I said the
most of the
same
year.
thing. I said the same thing. Didn't we do a
Just
thing
the way
with,
that's what they do with the Blue Jays, and they'll trade him in August, and it'll be done.
Didn't we do a thing with our
Sell
buddy
some
Rob
jerseys.
Longley where we were like over
You
under
did,
on
Rob
9.5
Longley.
starts?
You booked them when I couldn't do the show.
That's right. Yeah, you were away. Anyway, Vladdy, we all heard, we got a hard deadline here. If Vlad doesn't have a contract by the start of spring training,
that's it.
We're going to free agency.
Yep.
Well, now all of a sudden, there's some rumors as the season approaches. Technically started with the Tokyo games, which were really cool. Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's floating out there that he would be willing to listen if the Jays circle back with somewhere in that $550 million range. And apparently that's what could be coming here within days. They could be circling back and approaching him with this offer. And like
too much money.
It's a lot of money, man. That's some huge cheddar. And Vlad, like for it, whether he does or doesn't sign it, like he better hit 35 bombs this year and be, what he was down the stretch last year. He got hot at the start of June and then carried that through the rest of the year. And now with some more firepower in the lineup because, Anthony Santander's coming in off a 44 home run season. I don't expect him to replicate that, but you'd pencil him in for 30 plus. And then if Bo shows any life and hits 20, 25-ish, like Vlad will be insulated in a pretty good top of the order. He better slam some baseballs this year, man.
Yeah.
And
you better. You're right.
I don't know. I would prefer he stays. I would love to see him stay. But if he goes and reaches the offseason or maybe even gets flipped and signs at the trade deadline, depending on how the year goes, I don't know. I will say this, though, the Jays, like, opportunities are opening up for them here because the Yankees have been dealt some serious injury problem. Garrett Cole is not pitching this year. Luis Gil's not going to pitch for at least 3 to 4 months. Stanton's got a shoulder problem. Juan Soto's gone. He's across town.
But you know what the difference is? They have a general manager who knows what he's doing. They're going to go fix it. Telling you right now, they'll go fix it.
Of course they'll go fix it.
Yeah.
Of course they'll go fix it, dude. Yeah. They went and got Cody Bellinger and like he'll help for sure. I don't know. But the doors are opening up and now what I'm hearing is that a lot of people think that the Red Sox have a sneaky chance of moving way up the standings because even though Baltimore lost Corbin Burns, pardon me, I still think they're the best team in the AL East, but time will tell.
Yeah. Time will
tell, brother. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down some couch potatoes.
Couch potatoes.
I got one that I encountered on here on Twitter that absolutely blew my mind. This is crazy stuff. I can't wait to share this with you. It's not a good story, but it's a gnarly thing. Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back with the couch potatoes here on Instigating. Wrapping things up for the week on Instigating here. Thanks again to our buddy Ian Doig, our golf expert of the Ian Doig Golf Academy. You want lessons, you reach out to Doigy. He will help you out. For chatting a little bit about what down at the Players. I'm still laughing at myself about JJ Spaun watching Rory's drive in the white pants. I feel like that was a risk. He should have wore brown pants that day, in my opinion. Now, let's get to the couch potatoes. Clarkey, you always kick us off. Let's do it.
The little commissioner is my couch potato. So he's talking today about just some of the things in hockey. First of all, they ask him about the playoff format.
We're talking about our buddy Jerry Bettman. Yes,
Jerry Bettman,
the little commissioner.
Yeah, and they ask him a couple of things. They ask him about, hey, what about let's go back to 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7? No, I like it the way it is. He likes it the way it is. He likes the format.
He likes
Nobody else seems to, but the old commissioner who should retire likes it. So it's not changing.
That's the voice of a Hall of Famer.
Maybe they should do a poll and see what other people think. Anyway, and then they ask him about the playoff format. Hey, what about just going to 10 minutes of 3-on-3? Just like, or maybe 7 minutes
in the regular season. Yeah.
In the regular season, just expand it a little bit.
Yeah.
Too much toll on the bodies of the players. Too much toll.
Right.
Like, can you just read the room, Gary? Read the room, and find out what your fans want instead of what you want.
Give the people.
We do not
want, Jerry.
I don't know many people except my wife who likes shootouts. I don't like them. I'd rather see.
Sue's into shootouts.
She does. She goes, if it goes to a shootout, I can't wait. And I'm like, really? I don't like shootouts. It's just not a way to end the game.
Sue likes to see the dangles.
Yeah,
she likes the dangles.
Yeah. So anyway, Gary, you're my couch potato. Just retire. And I don't care who you bring in. I don't know.
He could be the couch potato every single week.
But he's this week's couch potato.
I like that. The Little Commissioner.
The Little Commissioner.
It sounds like a children's book you're writing. The Little Commissioner that could.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy.
That couldn't. A conspiracy. Yeah, that's the title of your children's book. It's little Gary on there. The Little Commissioner that couldn't. A conspiracy story by Christopher H. Clark.
Me. It's not H.
I know. It's just anytime it's an author, you just got to throw an H. Like Christopher H. Clark.
LR. And
that's
that does
even
not
better.
Stand for Lionel Richie.
Christopher L.R. Clark. That's even more.
That is actually the truth. It is LR.
I know.
It's not Lionel Richie.
I know.
But it could be.
Dude, my catch is a little more sinister.
Okay.
I stumbled upon this on Twitter, and I couldn't believe this story. Jim Konigsberger, who's a baseball
Twitter.
He's a verified baseball guy on here. Listen to this. I'm going to read you, producer Adam. You can put it up. I'm going to read you verbatim this. I couldn't believe this. The Philadelphia Inquirer found dangerous chemicals in the AstroTurf of the now demolished Veterans Stadium, where the Phillies played for a long, long time. 6 former Phillies who played on that turf, Tug McGraw, Darren Dalton, John Vukovich, John Oates, Ken Brett, and David West, all died of a rare and aggressive form of brain cancer.
Oh my goodness.
The 6 players all died in their 40s and 50s, roughly 3 times the rate of the average adult population. More alarming was their mutual diagnosis of glioblastoma. The Phillies sold pieces of the turf in sealed 4x4 bags to fans. The Inquirer purchased 4 on eBay. Samples analyzed by 2 separate labs found 16 types of dangerous chemicals in the turf known as forever chemicals because they never break down and can last in the human body for years. That's incredibly sad. But this is the most striking part, the last sentence. The U.S. federal government estimates that 12,000 artificial turf fields in the United States contain these chemicals. Kids are playing on this stuff.
Mm-hmm. My kids played on that stuff.
This is like, wow. I saw this and was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is bad, man. Wow.
Started talking about cancer in the Phillies. Like John Kruk had cancer too.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I off the top of my head, I don't believe he had glioblastoma and it didn't claim his life on. He beat cancer, but
he's a catcher, so like.
and a lot of people on there are like, well, these guys all played in the outfield and infield, like they were touching the ball all the time, picking it up off the turf.
Well, dude, where are they gonna like?
So that's why those guys in particular, people figure, were so affected. And one of them was a pitcher too.
Well, that's too bad. That's craziness.
I saw that and was like, wow, that is really bad. Mm-hmm. I just thought, oh, wow, this is a sad story. Mm-hmm. But then like that last sentence is very disturbing that there's 12,000 fields with this stuff in there, man. We got kids playing on this stuff. This is
wow.
This is
They
bad.
gotta get to the bottom of that for sure.
They got to sort that out right away, man. That's scary stuff, man. Glioblastoma.
Because like a lot of high schools have that now.
Absolutely, dude.
You know?
Like that's a really aggressive, scary form of cancer, man. Glioblastoma, and like, like it'll kill you young.
Yeah.
And that's scary to consider that. I came across that scrolling the one day and was like, oh man, that is crazy. That's a sad story, man. My couch potato is the, well, I mean, the baseball world really, I guess is what I would say. Like, we got to get a handle on this, man. Like that's it just seems like something that shouldn't be happening anyway. Yeah. And what it'll all boil down to, I'm sure, as they dig further into it, is it's cheap owners trying to get the cheapest product possible and not keep grass. So we'll do this. And I don't know. Yeah. I feel like this is going to turn into a bigger deal, at least has the potential to. All right, buddy.
All right. Yeah.
Another great week. Good luck to your Leafs down the stretch here.
Thanks. Same to your Caps and Alex. So see if he gets his 8 more now. 8 to go.
Eight away.
Wow. Be close, man. I don't know. Like it's
8 away. I don't care if he does it this year, honestly.
No. I know, but let's be honest. Everyone's hoping he does, but
of course,
anyway.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
We'll see. 8 to go for number 8.
8 to go for 8. How about that, man? Remember, you can watch the show Friday nights at 8, Sunday nights at 9 with our friends on Whiteman TV. That's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. Make sure you follow us and catch the show on YouTube, debuting Friday nights at 9. Follow us on social media at Instigating Pod and find the podcast version on all your favorite podcast apps. That's Clarkey. I'm Rory. We will be back next week for more Instigating.